أول بلدي يا 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 بلادي أول بلدي أول بلدي باي باتونغو كدين دين أول بندا تونغ كوالنيال باي باتونغو كدين أول بندا تونغ كوالنيال Payan kenang chong ya jol kucak biat kecewati yan rioi ke wed biana lwel ke mana wulien yaman wed bana wuloy kulugal lwel ke mana wulien yaman awil panda ini carai gop awil fi dammi awil fi qalbi awil fi dammi awil fi qalbi وبحبك أكتر من نفسي وبحترمك أكتر من كل شيء وبحبك أكتر من نفسي وبحترمك أكتر من كل شيء أنا بحبك أويل يا بلادي أنا بريدك أويل يا بلادي وين كنا جوغ يا جل كوچاك بيات كچواتي يا نريو جواد بيانا لويل كمانا وليان يامان ويد بنا ويجلوي كلوغا لويل كمانا وليان يامان أول باندا يني جاري قوب باي 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 ينديريان بجاك دي دوكو بايا بانين ngordit bajak di duku bayang ngayin ngordit in pen kalabian kwen awul ke tiang dayan kwen kenang chong ya jol ku chak biat kecewati yan rioi ke wer biana lwel ke mana wulien yaman wad bana wuloy kulugal lwel ke mana wulien yaman awul panda ini carai gup awil yan never quit. We never surrender, we never hide from history. We make history, that's why we proud to be a William. Wayan kena chog ya jol kuchak biat kecewati ya nario cewat biana lwel kemana William yaman. Wed bena wait loy kuluga lwel kemana William yaman. Awil panda ini carai gup. Ayul da number one nang loy kepat kaya nang ngodi ya kwen wul loy kerai kaya nang ngodi ya kwen wul awul hobby awul hayati pops kaya nang kenang chog ya jol kuchak biat kecewati yan rioi ke wer biana lwel ke mana wulien yaman wed bana wul loy kuluga lwel ke mana wulien yaman.
Once again, thank you everyone for coming today. My name is Akuien. I'm going to be the MC for tonight. Along the side here with my co-host, Akuien.
Hello. Hello.
All right. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I would love to welcome everyone on behalf of the family, and thank you for the present today. We really appreciate it. Just a brief reason that why we're here today. We're here today to celebrate this amazing father, an uncle, a grandfather, a leader for our community, a friend for many here. He's launching his first book, and hopefully not the first, not going to be the last. Looking for more. So thank you all today for coming to celebrate this special day. And before we start our event, just a quick household keeping, just for everyone. The toilets are here on our right. The male and the female toilets. I'm going to give break between the presentation, so be patient with us. Before we start, I would love to call Akuien to give us the acknowledgement. Quickly, brief one.
everyone. My name is Akuien Chol. This is my first time actually to present. So we would like that we acknowledge that we are in a direct land and we pay our respect to the traditional elders, both past and present, and any Aboriginal people who are here today. We also would like to acknowledge and thank all the South Sudanese community and people in Australia as well who attend today to share the publicity of the book. That's pretty much it.
Thank you. That was great. She actually lied. She did present in the past with me, so she's doing very well. Of course, we can't start our day or our night or our events without blessing of God. So I would love to call opponent here, Pastor Akuien, to come and bless this evening. And I think he's even here. So please, if you're welcome.
Thank you, Chol. Good evening, everyone. As we know, it is a big opportunity to be gathering here as a community. First of all, it is a time to thank the God because He is the one who created the world by wisdom. So that wisdom is still giving to His sons. Our gathering today, it is about His wisdom. He gave the wisdom to continue, so that let us bow to ask Him by respect, so that He can continue to protect us for this tonight. نشكرك يا رب لأنك إله اللي خلقتنا بالحكمة، وبهذه الحكمة ونستمر. نحن موجودين أمامك النهار يا رب، ونحن متأكدين أنك تحمينا في هذه الليلة، ليلة نحن مع بعض نشكرك في كل المواهب اللي أنت بدينا له. الكتاب اللي نحن النهارده اللي أبونا وقبل كل أحد الموجود هنا، الكتاب هو بحكمة بتاعك عديد إنه يدينا الكبرى الحياتية اللي هو مر به، ودي بتدينا فرصة إنه نستفيد منه. أمين يا رب في هذا الليل، حتى إن خرجنا منه ما نبخل إلا نقول لك الشكر. شكرا يا رب، آمين بهذا الليل وخلي الليل بالنوار باسم ربنا يسوع المسيح.
Thank you for this amazing blessing, man of God. At the moment, I want to give a chance just a moment to.
Thank you, Akuien. I would like to first of all begin by recognizing the presence of our community leader, chairperson of the whole community, who's in our midst this evening. Also in recognition of all the other leaders who were supposed to be with us here tonight, but unfortunately due to unforeseen circumstances and other commitments, they were not able to be with us here tonight. To begin with, Uncle Atemiak, Uncle George Garang, Victor Matu, community members, our mothers, elders, and the youth whom are here with us tonight. I'd like to welcome each and every one of you, and each and every one of you who's here with us tonight. Welcome. On behalf of our family and on behalf of my father, Arthur Akuien, I I would like to begin by first of all expressing my gratitude and how happy I am this evening to be standing before each and every one of you. Baba, what you have achieved tonight has really, really, really uplifted us spiritually and emotionally. We thank you, and I want to take this opportunity to congratulate you. As Akuien said earlier, we're all gathered here tonight to celebrate his latest debut, which is his autobiography that he spent time, almost a year and a half, the time that he's been in Australia, writing his story. And this story is for us, we as Southern Sudanese, the younger generation, his colleagues, those that have lived and seen his journey alongside him. And like they always say, life is a journey. And it's through his journey that we are able to be sitting in this hall tonight to celebrate his journey. The book is made of 19 chapters. I've been privileged to go through it. And it's a story of a young man from the grasslands of South Sudan, with no parents supporting him, with no guidance, but because of his belief in achieving something in life, he was able to pursue all that he has achieved, and that's why we are here with him tonight. Please clap for him right now. I said earlier that I'm standing here on behalf of the family. Our father, has managed to bring us this close to him tonight. And to begin with, I would like to start with acknowledging my mother, Mama Ronit Teresa, whom has stood firm by his side before we were all born, until my mother came and joined. I was there, until we all came. And now he's a proud father of 9 kids and a proud grandfather of 25 children. After reading this book, to me personally, I'd say that my father is a survivor. And this is what life is all about, survival. And look at all of us, we are all seated here in Australia today. It's part of survival. Our history is very enriched. And one of the things that makes me really, really proud is that my father has been able to document it. From 1950 until today, he still serves in the government of South Sudan. And it has not been an easy journey. Like I said, the journey is always fabricated. And within the journey, you will always come across challenges. And this is how you are able to produce a story. And this is the story that we have in that book. I don't want to talk about the story, I would want you to read it for yourself. It's written very simply for a reader to be absorbed and for the reader to be fully informed. South Sudan belongs to all of us. And I'm very proud that the book is inclusive. It's inclusive of the entire people of South Sudan. It's inclusive of the journeys that my father took from South to all the other states that he visited while he was working, serving his people. Equatoria, Malakal, everywhere, you name it, is in that book. And that, as a statement we are proud of you. We are proud of you, and we are here to celebrate the day today. I think we will go ahead from here. I mentioned earlier that some of my brothers are also meant to be here with us today, but unfortunately we've got brothers in overseas, and I would like to also recognize them because they also partook and contributed a lot in the development of this book. I'd like to begin with my older brother Wal. He's in Juba, South Sudan, as we speak right now. I would also like to recognize my brother Makako Deng. He's here with us. My brother Akot, also in Juba. My brother Kapit, also in Juba. My brother Deng Ayao, all of you know him, maybe he's famous by Deng Ayao, also in Juba. My brother Chol, and my sister Ruth, my older sister, here with us also. And Chol, my other sister. So on behalf of the family, you're all welcome, and we're really, really happy to have you in our midst. So we continue with our program from here. Thank you all very much.
Well, thank you, Omog. You actually summarized a lot. You said a lot. But wait by, we're rather late. But I'm going to switch between the language so we all can, get connected. Elwela by, whereby the lake to where Maniako, Babu, Lakin, or Kayalwell by Taman, Ran, a chair, Chintuk, a chair of public, that's what I say. I saw Matomoya. Lakin Kuj Babel, Oak, all these people quite connected, quite mark Akuien are quite part of his journey. Are quite Kiriki, are quite Chilui, Shajao, Chilui achieve peer day. What would not quite Chilui, I can do that and can be taken. May I not take and to a quite million, like in what Akuien, Sane, Chilui, and Chamu, since I was 5 years old. And I can really inspire so many ways that are focused in education, and I've become who I am today, home and who I am today. So all my achievement, it goes back to him. Without him investing in education, I wouldn't be this confident woman in front of you. So I'm sure all these people in this room are people who touch him or inspire him. And that's why this book is not about only his story, but also I wanted people who's here to know him through his journey with some of his friends. And that's why earlier I was waiting for some of his colleagues that he shared journey with to join us, because they can share those stories that we don't know as his children and as a community. So we're going to start our program with few speeches, so be patient with us. And also, I apologize on behalf, I would love to give everyone a chance to share their story and how they cross paths with Uncle Akuien along the way, but unfortunately time is not with us. So I wanted to welcome one of our really close uncle here, and his very close colleague, because he is Uncle Tim. We've been waiting for you to share the journey, and for you to share some of the story that we don't know. So I would love to welcome here, Uncle Tim here.
Thank you, Akuien. Thank you, everybody. My apologies for coming late. There was something outside my control which kept me behind. I'm always complaining about people coming late for functions like this. So forgive me for being a poor preacher, not practicing what I preach. I thank my friend Akuien to give me this honor to talk about his book, mostly about what I know about him and the environment he grew in. To be honest, we are not colleagues in any way. We have not been together in school, nor in government, or in age. I think the closest friend or somebody who was the real colleague in everything was late Elijah Malok Alang. And they were studying in Switzerland. And then in the SPLM, they were senior people in the relief organization of the SPLM and in the leadership of the SPLM and the government later. Let me look at the people attending. It's good that young people are around because most of the people of my age or similar to my age, whatever I would say will have a lot of relevance to you young people, not to my colleagues, because they may know more about other Akuien than myself. Let me go back home to the time before I mentioned. As you will find in the book, he comes from Akuien, one of the most populous districts, not one, the most populous district in South Sudan. Those days, it used to send 7 MPs to Parliament, followed by Bentiu, which is today called Unity. So, if you happen to be an MP from Akuien, you were courted like the most beautiful girl, because I knew that if you happen to be the one in charge of or you had influence over the MPs, you will bring them together to vote for you. So they were seen as a very important group of people, followed by the people from Bentiu. The rest of the districts, like where I come from, former Boer district, they used to have 3 MPs. So where he was born and went to school was Akuien, and I happened to have been a colleague of young people from Akuien. One of them was Joseph Ajuang Akuien, a late Domasio Dut Majak, who later became, who got his doctorate in history, unfortunately died. These were my colleagues in secondary school. I went to Rumbek Secondary School by that time when it was transferred to the north because of the war in the south. When he was in Europe, in Switzerland, studying for a degree, and we were in Omdurman, 1967. When I was in first year, there was this student who I think by age was one of the oldest, Aldo Jodeng. And I'm mentioning him because it is something relevant to his background. There were the political parties. There were 2 main political southern parties, Southern Front and then SANO. The head of the Southern Front was Kalaman Boro, and the party had important figures like Abel Alier, Hillary Logali, Bono Malwa. Then Aldo Ojo was a member of SANO, Sudan African National Union, whose leader was late William Deng. Now, Akuien had to nominate the people who at that time had the best education. Aldo Ojo was in second year, Rumbek Secondary School, 1967, and I was in first year. So he went to contest election. And then there was Lomo Lualwal, who was a student at the University of Khartoum. They went to contest election, and they won. Aldo went as an MP, Sano MP. Lawrence Lualwal was also elected as an MP for Southern Front. And the question is, why were students sent to contest election? I'm not sure whether the book has answered that. You know what happened? The British, when they opened the schools in the South, after the conquest of Sudan by the British and the Egyptians in 1898, they established their administration in Khartoum, and they concentrated development and everything in what was later known as Northern Sudan, which is where the war is now taking place, and very little in the south. The few schools which were open were under the Christian missionaries, and because the Christians came Catholics and Anglicans or Protestants of different types, and there was a conflict among them as to the areas where they should operate to convert the people from South Sudan. They were not allowed to carry out their evangelization in the north because they were Muslims and there was bitterness against the defeat of the Mahdist state. So they were told, please don't tamper with the Muslims, go to the south. And in the south, everybody wanted to convert the Shulu, the Dinka, the Nuer, the Choli, everybody. And they were told, look, you cannot do it like this. In Uganda, they were fighting over areas where they could convert the people. So in Sudan, they learned a lesson. They said, look, you Catholics, you should be given areas where you should operate. You Protestants, you should have your areas. They were called spheres of influence, where each area was allocated to a particular missionary. So Will, Gorea, Toj were under Catholic. And within Pakistan, you had the Rumbek district, Iru, under Protestants, who had also their counterparts in Malek, in Bor district, and other areas, in Upper Nile and Equatoria. Now I'm bringing up this thing to give you the idea that they didn't have people who had completed secondary school or university at that time. In Equatoria, there were doctors, medical doctors in the 50s at the time you went to school, because the schools had been opened in those areas. So you young people, this is part of the history of your country, South Sudan. And this went on. When the regional government was established, the educated people from Akuien, of which Akuien was one, they came. I think few of them were members of Southern Front, Lawrence Lualwal, and who else? I think you were the SANO member, Valding, and the rest. And yes. Now, what concerns us here is when I came to know him, I joined the regional government in April 1975 as a journalist. And that was the time the regional government was operating. And to be specific, it was after the election in 1978 when I came to know him. The elections were conducted. Sudan at that time was a one-party system under what they call Sudan Socialist Union. No other parties were allowed. And the military was behind because Nimeiri was a general in the army. And there was no question of SANO, Southern Front, and other parties. They were banned. In the South, officially political parties were banned. But they were organizing as SANO, Southern Front, and so on. So when the election were held in 1978, and listen carefully, this is your history. They were very democratic, very transparent, fair. Anybody who went to contest was allowed to talk, to campaign openly, no restriction. There was nothing like the SSU, the ruling party, controlling. Of course, they were controlling people in the north, but not in the south. So what happened? The incumbent president of the executive council, Abel, who was the first president of Southern Sudan, they used to call it Southern Region. Since the Addis Ababa Agreement of 1972 was the candidate, and then SANO, and then members of Banyanya and others said, well, Abel is a member of Southern Front. So they grouped together to contest against, they nominated. The nominee was General Joseph Labu, the leader of Anyanya, and who at that time was the commander of the forces in the south. He was a general in the army. There was a feeling among some Southerners that why should somebody who was leading the railroad movement, which to some extent was the one signing the Addis Ababa Agreement, they call it South Sudan Liberation Movement. Why can he not be the president of the Southern Sudan? So the people of SANO plus people from Anyanya, they gathered together. And for your information, these were across all ethnic groups all over the South, from Equatoria, Upper Nile, Barzal. And there was nothing like Dinka defending a Dinka. Otherwise, those people would have stood with Abel because it's a fellow Dinka. No, there was ideology. And one of the proposals they had was that there was nothing wrong against Alier. He was not corrupt, he was not tribalistic, but they said, okay, let us give this man an opportunity to run the South, because he also served the people, he united the people of the South during the struggle. There were other factors. Personally, I was, of course, as a civil servant, I was not part of this or that. And then I asked a communist, a very prominent communist, somebody called Gabriel and was there, from my area. He was very active, campaigning. I said, what is your interest? None of them is a communist, Nagu or Abdelalia. He said, look, when it comes to ideology, Abdelalia is more progressive than Joseph Lago. But if I want people to vote. I would like them to vote for Joseph Labu. I said, why? He said, look, we want to establish the democratic principle. People must choose. It's not just a question of this is a good man or this is there. We must establish the philosophy that the people decide who should be the leader. See, this is a communist, and he had no interest in being in Sano or in Southern Front, but he said, give the people the right to choose their leaders. So he was campaigning very seriously. So I think this is one of the reasons these people chose Joseph Labu as their candidate. And with a overwhelming vote, I think the only person who was not for Labu was Lord Lalwan, because he was voting for a fellow member of Forabelalia, member of Southern Front. So the 6 of them, some of those who came from, who started in Uganda, the late William Adjero, late Benjamin Ball, and others, and plus, of course, Luadi being one. The Awil block was a big one, followed by Betiu. They had 6 all for Labu. 6. We had almost without Equatoria there. Then Labu got a lot of votes from Equatoria and some from Upper Nile. And he went there to Maziga, got elected. This was their government. And he was appointed Minister of Industry, Supply and Industry. This is where I came to know him. And our job was not only reporting what they were saying or what they were doing. We were also involved in who is doing what, trying to see who was doing funny things here and there. And we in the press branded him Mr. Gentleman. He was not involved in, you know what I'm talking about. Very quiet, not aggressive, doing his job quietly. That's what we knew about him. There were few ministers who were some sort of rascals. One of them I will not name was every time you went to interview him, he would be very rough. No, you cannot interview me. I want the editor-in-chief. You are junior, get out of my office. He was not part of that. And I never heard him calling himself, I'm Mr. Akuien, or I'm saying, honorable. No. And these days, it is a normal thing. Honorable, so and so. No, it is somebody else to tell you, not yourself. Very modest. And he had no problem with anybody, with us in the media. We had actually some enemies among ministers, especially those who tried to be very rude. And he was very friendly. And from there, I went to study. I went to Britain for 4 years. And the South disintegrated. By that time, he left. He was in Khartoum, and then he went to Egypt. And from there, these were the solid supporters of SPLM during the. By the way, there's a belief that those people who were carrying the guns, who were fighting for the independence of South Sudan, they were there, that's true. But there were people inside, even in Khartoum, working for the SPLM, collecting money, and the money was sent to the SPLM headquarters, and I was there as a witness, to be used for trips abroad to go and explain what people were fighting for. So these were the internal front. And then when he went to Egypt, the same thing continued until he was appointed as the representative of the SPLM there in Egypt. And there were a lot of South Sudanese, among them led Nyang. And these people were very, very solid, especially after the split. The split, unfortunately, took some sort of ethnic dimensions. And he, of course, stood his ground, and they wanted to repair the damage, and then the struggle must continue. People like Late Nyang Rul said, no, this has nothing to do with crime. It's the matter of principle. So they had a very difficult time. And as peace was being negotiated and the need for qualified people to run the political machinery, Arthur came to the headquarters at that time in Nairobi, and he played a very big role. He was appointed to head the humanitarian aspect. This was a very important wing of the SPLM, channeling the relief support to the rural population who were affected by the war. And for your information, the population of the people of South Sudan in the liberated areas, they were the backbone of the war, the backbone of the SPLA. Young Deng is here, you can testify. People used to collect their cattle, grain, lalo, to be given to SPLA. Soldiers coming, recruits coming from as far as Nuba Mountains, Equatoria, passing throughout up to Ethiopia, to the border of Ethiopia where the training camps were located. They would pass through the villages, and chiefs would organize their accommodation, feeding. They would not ask where would I sleep or where will I get food. Everything was ready for them. They offered their cattle, their food, everything. So, and the relief wing was providing things like health service and to some extent education in the areas where the SLM was in charge. This was one of his jobs. And then later on, when the peace agreement was signed, he was appointed Minister of Finance. By that time, I had come here. I was already here. So that part, I had a very little idea about what was happening in Khartoum or in Juba. And I later went to Juba in 2009. And by that time, you were already in government. 2009. No, you were no longer there. By the time of independence, and of course he has been part of our community here in Australia. He and his wife, Madame Fraser, who is highly respected among the South Sudanese community here. They have been prominent elders, helping people, visiting people during funerals and weddings, very prominent members of the community. Now, not to consume all your time, you young people, you really need to, you have been denied the knowledge of the history of your country. It's not your mistake. It's not taught here. It's only through your own personal effort where you have to know what was happening back home in years going back up to the Turkish invasion in 1821. These are things you really need to, and these books will give you clues as to what was happening in the past. This is important. I have noticed with regret that reading is almost a dying habit, especially now with the social media things. Please read. Read the history of your uncles, your fathers, your brothers, who have stories to tell you about what was happening, like saying he went to school in the 50s. How was education conducted at that time? What was happening? What were the subjects taught? The other part which I didn't talk about was the students, why he even went to Europe. When the Anyana movement started, the students used to go on the strikes. People would create the stories. Oh, I remember in 1962, we got a message that something was happening at the border between Uganda and South Sudan. Then there were a lot of guns. What was missing was somebody to use them. These guns were brought to us by friends to liberate, so then we liberate ourselves from the rule from Khartoum. So the message went to school. Oh, there are guns there, and there are no people using them. So we went on a strike. That one was also a remake. Now, that strike was politically motivated. When we were asked why are we going on a strike, we claimed that food was bad, teachers were very cruel, and all these were lies. It was just a pretext. What happened? The boys who were 17 and above went and never returned. He was one of them from Rumbek. At that time he had completed Rumbek Secondary School and accepted at the University of Khartoum. But they all went to the bush. Others got to train as soldiers of Anyana. We have so many people like Emmanuel Abur, so many. And others went to study. So the students were actually the backbone of Anyana, and he was one of them. So that he's telling his story. It is not his story, it is the story of our time and the struggle for the independence of South Sudan. So give him a clap for providing us with that information. And thank you for listening. You will not be disappointed to read this book. And please, after finishing this book, ask to read other books. One of them is Francis Madingde, one of the best writers. He will tell you about cultures, about what these books are produced here in Australia, and for people like you. Thank you.
We thank you very much for the attendance. Can we give him a round of applause again? We are happy because you've taken us back to history from the 70s, from when you first met my father, and to also motivate and inspire and encourage the younger ones to be well acquainted with South Sudanese history. And this is what we want. And we thank you for this. Let's clap for him one more time. To the younger people, like Uncle Atembit said, for us, what is left of us now is history. And from the history that we will be informed with is where we can be able to take our country forward. After Akuien, my father has done his part. Akuien here was a journalist during his time in the 70s. Now it is your turn. We the younger ones here. Sawa Lamasa. We thank you, Uncle. This is really encouraging. Next, I would like to call again upon Uncle George Gara, and maybe you can also give us a few more words of his engagement with my father. Uncle, you're welcome. I know we are running out of time. We're going to be having 2 more speakers, and then after the 2 speakers, we are going to give my father the chance to also, so that you can also hear from him, and then we will give a chance to the audience to ask questions. But this is how we've programmed our night tonight. Thank you. Uncle, you're welcome.
Welcome, mother. My father, parents, I thought, I'm not going to talk about material. I really feel about the lawyer and the area. I can tell you, what can I hear what you? How I felt out. Yeah. You're right, I can't go. What am I doing? The time about the road, you know, by in my mind, in Uncle Boy. Here, you know, I can't over. But I really to be traveled there. If I really go, in the area. I'm not quite, I'm that. But I want to have a cup of tea. I'm told to be over there. Already, already, keyboard.
Thank you. Uncle Atem, that was really good. You share history, but I think, as we said before, it's not us. Part of it is a lot of our elders did not preserve our history. So maybe they need to start recording, voice recording if you don't write a book. And I encourage a lot of uncles, maybe this Christmas I'll pass some from recorder. This time we're still going to continue with the speeches. Before I go to more sharing, I wanted to give a chance for a young man here, young gentleman. His name is Omog Lual, and he wanted to represent all his Akuien grandchildren, and we wanted to teach him what to be a leader. And so we want to welcome Omog Lual. He's the first grandchild.
Hello everyone. As you already know, my name is Chol. I just want to say I'm I'm very happy to be here right now. I'm very happy for all of you to be here. I'm here on behalf of. I'm here on behalf of all the grandchildren. We just want to say that we appreciate what you have done for us. We are extremely proud of the man you are, and we all look forward to following your footsteps to success. I'd like to read a verse from Joshua chapter 1 verse 9. It says, "Be strong and courageous, do not be afraid or discouraged, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go." Within the pages of this memoir, my grandfather's life unfolds, revealing a card deck of experiences spanning generations. His words paint vivid pictures of the challenges he faced during Sudan's struggle for independence from the North and British power, the dreams he pursued, and the lessons he learned along the way. As I immersed myself in his words, I discovered a man who faced adversary and hardship with unwavering courage, from his early stages to the heights of his accomplishments and achievements. His story serves as a reminder that each of us possess the capability to rise above our own circumstances and to crave our own path. In his autobiography, my grandfather shares the memories of pivotal moments recounting the lessons learned from hardship and loss. He reveals the sacrifices made and the values that shaped his character. Through his words, I've come to appreciate the strength of family bonds, the significance of education, and the importance of embracing change. The necessary conditions for a harmonious society that offers its people the opportunity to break the cycle of poverty and build a future full of hope. His narrative transcends personal experiences, touching upon universal themes that resonate with readers of all backgrounds. It calls to embrace our shared humanity, to celebrate diversity, and to stand up for justice and equality. My grandfather's autobiography encapsulates a lifetime of wisdom, urging us to reflect on our own stories and to find meaning within them. It teaches us that our past does not define us, but rather serves as a foundation upon which we can build a brighter future. In conclusion, my grandfather's autobiography is a profound gift, inviting us to embark on a journey through time, culture, and the human experience. As we read his words, we are reminded of our own capability for growth and transformation. May his story inspire us all to embrace our own narratives, to cherish our heritage, and to strive for a world where every individual's voice is heard and celebrated. Thank you.
Very proud of you. Really, really proud of you. Can you please, big hug for you. We can see how amazing the leadership is passed on. Can I say and greet you now? Thank you. This amazing role model, how the grandfather, he set a great bar for the rest of the family. And we can see him in the grandchild. So thank you, Amok. We're so proud of you. And you represented everyone very well.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Yeah. So we just thought to break little speeches to someone young who can carry on to the new generation. Now we're back to a special guest here. Our uncle, a young Dengba. Sorry, I'm trying to multitask. I'm not listening. We would like to welcome you.
First, I want to say I'll make you more for what I'm while I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. What a golden chance, what What a wonderful day. What a beautiful evening to come together in front of our elder, my elder brother, to come and have this an opportunity with him. What a great chance, a gift he gave it to us, because the book is not a simple thing. It's history about the South Sudan. And we have to grab it by our own two hands. This is very important. I'm not going to elaborate about the situation of South Sudan. Whatever happened in South Sudan is wrong. If I'm going to talk about it, it may go for 2 hours, 3 hours. But no, I'm not going to touch it. There's some days I may elaborate on that, on the situation of South Sudan. But achievement after Akuien, here in Australia, he done a lot. Other people doesn't know. Every time he's coming to visit his madam and his children, I do go to home, I visit them at home. And also, he helped us during referendum. The referendum, him and Martin Tapping, Professor Martin Tapping, they helped me a lot. Because that time I was a chairman of South Sudanese community in New South Wales. I was head of referendum of South Sudan here. They give me a lot of advice. And that advice is not for me alone, it's to help people of South Sudan to achieve their objective. That objective they've been fighting for 35 years. That was the motive. And that achievement, I'm still acknowledging the family of Akuien. For that achievement is wonderful. I hope you add part of it in the book. Part of referendum will be really wonderful. To come to an end, because time is going, I came here at 5. But it's not a problem to me, because the occasion is very, very wonderful. And even you can stay for 10 hours, 6 hours, it would never end, which is good. To an end, I have to acknowledge everyone who's coming here, all the youth especially. Read the books. There's a lot of books outside now. And that books, if you read a lot of books, will give you a judgment, will give you which book is correct. For myself now, I used to select some books, not every book. Because there's other people writing the books now are biased. They are not in SPLA, and if they wrote their books, they will say that we are in SPLA. They know nothing about SPLA. But they are writing books now about SPLA. He knows nothing in the bush. He knows nothing in the system of SPLA. But they are writing about it. Be careful and be selective to choose the book. Thank you for listening. I will stop here in the name of Jesus Christ.
Thank you very much, Uncle. We've been running out of time, and I'm really appreciative that we're keeping in within the time frame. So we're only left with 2 more speakers. I'll call upon the next speaker shortly, and after the next speaker we will have my father saying something, and then after that we will hand over to the audience to ask a few questions. I would like to welcome our friends who have joined us right now. You're welcome, my brothers. For Dr. Matul, this is your chance. You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you, Anok. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. First, my greetings and appreciation to our uncle, Said Hathar Akuien, and our Mama Teresa, I greet you and I congratulate you for the book. This is a great achievement, and I think you have done it together. To start my speech, thank you, Comrade Tim Yakatim. That was a thorough and extensive run down of our history in only 20 minutes or 30 minutes. For young people who are here, they should have learned a lot from that speech. And I hope it is recorded and you can listen to it later on. That was, that speech included and touched all the aspects of what was happening back then in South Sudan or in Sudan in general, and he touched the current situation. But what I want to say is I've come to know Uncle Arthur not only here in Sydney, but even back in Sudan. He's a close friend of my uncle, late Gabriel Matiamro. They are very close. And we used to go to his house in Jebra when we were in Khartoum. In the evenings, my uncle would tell me, let's go, I'm going to visit Akuien. And then we come there every now and then. We were living in Sahara. So I've come to know him. By then we were still young. I was in the high school and then I went into the university. But I've come to know him. And I've heard a lot of him and I've seen his achievements. Uncle Arthur Akuien is one of our few elders, intellectuals, politicians with outstanding character and achievement. He's one of the few. Why I'm saying that? He did a lot to our country at all the stages. During the old Sudan time, and Uncle Comrade Tim talked on it a lot, they served South Sudan then, which was a part of the whole Sudan, with dignity, and they served the people with tangible achievements. The achievements that are still existent up to now. If you go to Juba at the moment, the current parliament and the ministries that are still being used today, they were built during their time. And they had these meager resources, very little in hand. The little that were given to them by President Nimeri. By then there was no oil in Sudan, but they managed to serve their people, to build buildings that are still existent up to now. That history of the 70s, if you talked about it, his name will come up. The name of Uncle Arthur Akuien will come up, because he participated there and he achieved with his colleagues and friends during that time. Not only that, he took out the bush. When the war started, he said, no, we have to finish this. He went to the bush, even though he was old by then. He was there, he participated in the struggle, and he came back and he served. We saw him serving our people with excellence and dignity, as I mentioned.
So this is the man we respect as South Sudanese, and we take this opportunity, on behalf of our people, to thank Uncle Akuien Chol for the service that he has given all his life to serve his people during peacetime and during wartime. We will not forget this, and you have done it, and that is history. Now, you've taken it to the next level. In South Sudan, our history is oral. We say things orally. It happened back then, and this is this, and this is this. And whatever is told orally, it will go away, because it's not documented. He documented his history, and I think it's not only his history, he touched everything. I haven't read the book yet, but I'll get my copy. He took that responsibility to the next level. He wanted to make sure the coming generations have knowledge of what happened before, and they can read and pass it on to generations to come, because book is there to stay. So this is another achievement, and we thank you, Uncle, for that. Yeah, he's one of the few writers. Uncle Atim is one of them, Comrade Atim Yagati. Yeah, he didn't mention himself earlier, but he's one of the best writers in South Sudan. And he's got a book that you can read, you enjoy it. I've got my copy at home. I read it many, many, many times. Rich with information, the history of our struggle, and a lot of other things. The same, we'll enjoy the reading of this book and some other books like Dr. Francis Meding and a few other people. We encourage our people to document what they've come through, what our country came through, what happened, and what is the outlook for the future generations. So, your Uncle Akuien, you have done your part. You have done your part. You have done your part in the struggle of your country. You served your people, and you have written a book for generations to come. This is an accomplishment. We are so proud of you, and we thank you very much for that. For younger generations, occasions like this, they should come in numbers so that they listen. They listen and they learn. And they should take the opportunity as well. Because here, particularly here in Sydney, we are very rich of people that can teach us. People like Comrade Atim are here. Uncle Arthur is here. And so many others are here with wealth of knowledge. And nobody is getting use of this. Please, young people, you organize functions. You organize days like this, not for the book tour, just to come and talk about the history of our country, to talk about what happened, and then how we can charter waters for the future. You have people here that can lecture you, can give you a lot of knowledge. This is my advice to you. Please get use of these people. It is timely. Get the knowledge out of them, because they know a lot. Read their books, because everything is documented in their books. I just want to emphasize a few things before I conclude my speech. Comrade Tim mentioned something that I would like to emphasize, very important. Democracy. Democracy is not just a word. Democracy is something to be practiced. If we go back to the 70s, and he mentioned that, there was true democracy in South Sudan. And it was still a region, part of the whole Sudan. And there was democracy. People, they go to the vote, one person, one vote. They elect their representatives to the parliament, and they sit down and elect their president. Today, what we have is the opposite of what was happening back then. You cannot talk of democracy while yourself you're not practicing democracy. Al-Arab yaqulu faqad ash-shay la ya'ti. If you don't possess something, you cannot give it. If you go back to our affairs, people talk of going for elections next year, and you've seen the drama in the last few days. That's just a movie. That's nothing. Why I said that? A few years back, 2013, the ruling party, some people raised their hands so that they can bring democracy to the party, to challenge the leader. And you know what happened? The whole country was turned upside down. There was a war in which hundreds of thousands they died because of refusal for democracy. They don't want to exercise democracy within the party itself. And now you come and tell us that people are going for elections. You practice democracy in your own party first and come and talk to the people. That democracy is there. فَقَدْ الشَّيْء لَا يَعْطِي. You cannot give the people of South Sudan something that you don't have. This is my personal opinion. It has nothing to do with Uncle Arthur's location. This is my view as a South Sudanese. So we cannot be black men. We know what is happening. We are mature enough in politics, and we can say enough is enough. Democracy will come. Democracy will come, but after we have seen the back of the current leaders. And then the real democracy will come. To respect our people, they go to vote, they select their own leaders, and bring prosperity to our country. It's just a matter of time. It will come. What we need, do not be black men. And stay united. Unity is paramount. Don't say I'm a Dinka, I'm a Nuer, I'm a Shuluk, I'm from Equatoria. That will not help us. We need unity among our people. And I will bring an example. And I think we are on that road now. You know the current events, the current situation in Sudan next door? It didn't come out of the blue. It has been in the making for decades. ديما طلع كده حاجة في اليوم دي كان حاجة في الهناية. It was coming. Why I said that? Any country that is using the policies of divide and rule to divide people along any lines, whether it's tribal, sectionalism or regionalism, any country that is being run by authoritarian, any country that is exclusive, is not inclusive of the whole people, is doomed to collapse. Sooner or later. This is an open exam in front of us now. What happened in Khartoum could happen in Juba. God forbid, we don't want that. But the way things are going, it could happen overnight. And this is a failure of our leadership to unite the people and to treat people evenly, to bring democracy to the people, and to bring prosperity and development. It's an eventuality. If we don't take care, this is an eventuality. But we are strong. We can bring change anytime when we say enough is enough. So these are my personal view, as I mentioned. But I mentioned them here because Uncle Arthur is one of our veterans, is one of our respected politicians who served his people. And when we talk in such occasions, we should talk about our country. Because he served the country, he served his people with his whole heart. The man that we respect, the man, his legacy will remain with us for generations to come. Once again, we thank you, Uncle. It's a great achievement, and rest assured, what you have done, what you have invested, your time, your energy, your intellect, all these years alone will not go in vain. We are hearing you, we have heard you, and we will take your legacy forward. Thank you. And have a good night.
Thank you so much, Doctor, for this amazing word of wisdom and encouragement. Last and not least, I would love to include a woman into our speech, because as they say in South Sudan, 30%, but we want it to lead 100% soon. And they say behind every strong man there is a strong woman. So we would like to welcome our Auntie Atangawan to come and give us a word of encouragement and also to share her experience. She apologized. Okay. Can I give another chance for another number of hours here? Auntie Nadia is here, and you might not be prepared. Please. I think the women are shy. All right. Well, I'm left here with the chance to give. Can Antia is here? Antia Halwal, can you please come forward? We need a strong woman here to represent us. Thank you.
Sudan. Sudan, Korean leaders, you, and I'm so glad to be here. I wanted to become my elder sister. Sister to play in the group, but some people they're pushing me. I'm sorry for the person can hear me because my English is not that good. So I like to speak in my mother tongue. So whatever next to you, please let that person help you out. Okay, I will try, but when you can hear it properly, ask other person to help you. Kita ada jawab last kali we aye pin. Itu kau itu bukan punya bear, one of them, one of our. Ada jadi without my father, my dad people. Lagi tidak berpindah dulu betul. Aja ni yo, 2013. Menjual lagi yo baca timbo. Lagi yang ni, ni ni, because of ini sudah. Kasih ni lu buka kita si Akuien ni. Mungkin rumah lu terus. Kelas maya kalau in front of me. Aperawat apa? Ya rate. Bekelor pada jual dulu bukan. Buka ikan tu bilo kerana go left eye. Kuy ko bimit pasar bimit. Lalu tarikh in the root of the country, in the root of the team, we will have me the chen ngay piu ngay luôn cũng ngay bộ pi và thì muốn về nhà nhà. How we got me do? Nhà này mua quần thế rồi. I'm so proud of you, uncle. Belum bagi jam tu. Aku kau ke cinta ke dulu pasal dah nak jual kami, which is what makan dulu dah. Thank you very much. Nasi okey ni. Ni ada kau kiri kau tiba leaders. Kau leaders ke kijal before tidak meeting lo apa apa ini apa. Lalu bukan katatin, aku kau tu kuping lensa bagi pinjai je, aku minta aku bayar. Kami miat kuat, kami ni buat Sudan, saya makan kau pandai kau mix. Pandai ni pandai ingat, through that book. Kami kau aku bayar lo, tapi kami buat jauh. God bless you and bless all of our leaders of Sudan. Buat kena jual lo yang pun punai buat kabawas kabia yom chi za sawa huwa yom dan wa to freedom to ka ya katin akapada pe asan borom ya ko pada jual sudah yang di luar sudah buka ke institut dulu ya shift. I'm sure the job yang mulai dulu banyak hebat itu kita sih itu menurut unity itu menghimbau kayak kebalu kalau itu orang yang dah air dan awit bukan imat bukan kau kira kau bukan biar lu kau sembuh dengan kai kau dengan pan mana kita tidak itu macam itu loh you berkedapan asyik bunyi burungnya ada kau kena nyar berani apa nyar burungnya oke kapan mau kau berkira kau bukan nyarnya kau bukan marui nalo itu unity baik dan bukan strong bukan tuh kekeda baik itu boleh lagi nawe itu baik dan mengalah jangan tuh no kena mau jujur kena mau mer kena mau cilu kena mau yang kecil kalau mau jiwa majur tu pada jual di Sudan kau undi diamond apulia undi abai ayo nyai kir ubo panaun pama de tu bigo koto rogo mau jawa undi matui ulo ku unity asan bupanda bukan be bulan be kalau nyari itu we ku gaya
Team Fimia, we thank you very much. Welcome, Team Fimia. We've now come towards our end of our program. One of the reasons that we started with speeches, whereby we had Uncle Tim and the rest of the previous speakers spoke, was because we wanted to keep the last part for our father, Baba Credit, and also for you to engage, to ask questions. So now I would like to also acknowledge protocol. Kamsin Fimia, I will give my mom the chance to be the one calling my father, and I will go down and sit. Protocol fi mahali. Baba, you are welcome.
Ayan mana ken kaken, ayan mana ngubangu, ayan mana kren aken, ayan mana ngubangu, haleluya.
I would like to just thank God for tonight, to be gathering. That is a lovely day. I'm really so proud of my husband. He's my husband and my brother, because we don't have brothers. He's the one when I just got married to become my husband, brother, and everything within my family. Like Akuien said, we raised up Akuien when she was only 5. And not only Akuien, we have Akuien here. She's my daughter too. We have Akuien Chol, who's the wife of Male. Those are my daughters. My sister again, those are my daughters. No one knows that those are sisters or niece. I would like to thank everyone who is here tonight. Because I'm really so happy. I can't even say words. I don't know what to say. And the way people attending this occasion. That is amazing. I do appreciate the time. Come and share that historical days with us. God bless you and bless everyone who is attending. And we got even, not the Southern Sudanese only, we have so many, we have friends, we have other friends on the back there, and not different Southern Sudanese. Thank you so much for coming. We do appreciate your time. And thanks, Uncle Tim. Even I know some more things about South Sudan, but it's really reverse that back, and I learned so much, even some other things I didn't know. I know today, tonight here. Thank you so much, Uncle Tim. And all the speeches was amazing. Thank you so much. And I will, and after Akuien is a lucky man. Even the DJ is a grandson. Oh, lucky. Thank you, Mr. Alpha, for your seats. They will follow your legacy. Not only your seats, but all the Southern Sudanese, especially the young Southern Sudanese who are on the back seat. They take their time to come to attend this occasion, to listen and get your book to read, to know how that life wasn't easy, especially for our kids in Australia. They don't know people or their fathers, how they struggle to be a people like is sitting today. It wasn't easy, but our kids has to learn to know the life is not easy. The life is a struggle. Even now, their father or grandfather is still struggling. So, your Southern Sudanese, don't give up. Struggle, keep the struggle. Don't give up. The country of South Sudan is our country. South Sudan for all. All of us, we are Southerners. Let us unite. Let us love ourselves. Dinka, Nuer, Equatorian doesn't do anything for us. Let us unite. Let our South Sudan to be our name. Instead of Nuer, Dinka, let us say we are Southern Sudanese. Thank you so much, and I would like to welcome my husband, my brother. Welcome, Mr. Arthur.
I would like to be given permission to talk while sitting here. I have a written speech. So let me first of all let me congratulate all the speakers, those who came up here and spoke very nicely about our country. I'm very happy with what I have heard from them. But let me go to my written statement. Let me say, Mr. Chairman, the chairperson of South Sudanese community in New South Wales and other states of Australia, some communities leaders in New South Wales and other states, community elders, women, youth, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is a great honor and pleasure for me to be standing before each and every one of you on this special and remarkable day, a day that is very significant to me and a day that will remain as one of the highlights of my journey in life. On this very moment, I would like to begin by thanking you all for your attendance. The government of South Sudan, that I serve, my family, Africa World Books, and the editors of my autobiography. We are launching today a life fighting for my people. The book is indeed a heartfelt initiative, which highlights my life as a statesman, including numerous challenges, the realization of I have faced, and offers chronological events witnessed in the Republic of South Sudan and quest for achieving our independence. Faithful words, our presence here today in Australia and globally is rooted to our history of struggle and oppression, one that has been documented by many and one that has been documented by a few that actually witnessed most of our overwhelming endeavors. Today I stand proud to be amongst the few and take this opportunity to urge my fellow colleagues and senior leaders from across South Sudan to follow suit on what I have started. History is an important element of growth. The people of South Sudan need to be informed and well acquainted with our history in order for them to develop a sense of belonging. With these few words of remarks made, I would like to acknowledge and appreciate Australia for giving our people a place to also call home and life that many lacked when we were struggling. Distinguished guests, during this gathering, I want you to take note that my autobiography aims to document my life, but also point towards some promising aspects of our inclusiveness as a people of South Sudan. I started my life as a simple, traditional Dinka boy in the remote grasslands of South Sudan, struggled to gain education, became involved in our country and people affairs during a pivotal moment when we lacked the human resource and capital. as one of our country's founding political leaders, I must admit that it has been a challenging journey, but yet a very fruitful one. Being independent means you are free, and freedom is priceless. South Sudan is now free, and free from the past adversaries that displaced our people globally. Ladies and gentlemen, having mentioned freedom, I come across many of our people. The first question they often ask me is whether we are really free. Yes, we are. I reiterate once again. The Republic of South Sudan belongs to all of the 64 tribes that call it home. The country might be relatively experiencing an unexpected place, but having had the experience at hand, I want to assure you that this shall come to pass. I ask that you invest in yourselves with these given opportunities. Keep in mind that South Sudan requires all of your personal contributions. 50 years ago, I never thought that I would have witnessed our country becoming free. I never imagined proudly holding the South Sudanese passport, but today all of these have become a reality. Therefore, never give up hope. Don't get discouraged by the current unfolding events. Get involved in spreading peace, love and harmony among yourselves and always keep the interests of South Sudan first. Ladies and gentlemen, having noted these few thought points, I wish to remind you all that I will not be speaking much. My age is now a considerable factor. I would, however, wish to draw your attention on a life fighting for my people. The book is made up of 19 chapters. I made it very simple so that readers can be very easily informed and connected. Let us promote our South Sudanese history. Let us all embrace our country and people. May God bless you all. And I have benefited a lot from the good words that have encouraged our people. Coming up in person has come out as a person who knows my past very well. The information he has given about me, even nobody has ever come to do that for me. I'm thanking you very much. All those who have spoken, I'm very happy with what I have heard from you. I'm very happy that you really have a chance to bring the South together. Thank you very much.
We thank you once again, Baba. This is the speech that he was reading earlier, and it's very simple. It's good that he mentioned there that his age is becoming a considered factor. And His message pretty much was that we need to stay united. That is number one. Number two, we need to embrace ourselves and know that we have a place called home, South Sudan, which is for each and every one of you here. Number three is this book. It's called Alive, Fighting for My People. And that is his dedication, his life that is dedicated for South Sudan. So let us give him a round of applause once again, and let him do a loud one. We are now almost finishing our program. For now, I would like to give chances. If anybody has got a question, you're free to ask within a time frame of a minute or two, and I will be taking maybe 5 or 6 questions. So you're welcome. This is now your chance to ask if you're okay. You're welcome. We have a first.
Thank you. My name is Basim Somni, and I am a person from the Rural Mountains. I am not coming up here to ask, but I want to add another voice from the Rural Mountains in appreciation to what is happening. A lot has been said by other comrades, but I just want to add one point because of Uncle and Honorable other men whom we knew when we were students in the University of Alexandria, and by then there was no chapters. It was the secret cells. We started with the secret cells for the SPLM, and I believe that some may be here with us, here like maybe Ajay Nazru or Dave Malik, where we be in those secret cells, and Arthur was the reference for everything for the movement at that time when he was in the academy there, Maritime Academy. And I'm coming forward to add this word that we have known him as a man full of resources and was giving his life for the movement, all his life for the movement. So I'm very proud of him, and as a group of people, we knew him when he presented us with our chapter in Alexandria. We went there, the first national SPLM convention in Chukru, where from there we haven't seen him back to Alexandria anymore. Another good habitat. مهم جدا يا جماعه ان احنا الكلام ده تاريخ قالوا بيته الناس كلموا كويس الكلام ده تاريخ history ما حاجه سهله history بتاعنا كله كلام مونس كلامنا بنكتبوه ده معناه خلاص ده استمراريه بتعلموا هنا history بتاعنا بيكونفيرم وقاعد generations تعرف يلقوا وحاجه ده leaders بتاعنا كثير معهم. Even as we don't being right much about it. ونستطيع القوة وغيره ونستطيع في الوعباس والبوش وغيره ما في حاجة كتبوا in history. So I believe in what has been done by Honorable Uncle Arthur is a very inspiring and good step for others to do the same, including our Congressman Jerry Hassi at India, even I believe Comrade Michael George is a resource person as well. So, I'm happy to be here and to attend this occasion. طبعا لما يدينا حاجه كويس بلد اسمه السودان ده جت that's the result. So their own Sufin, their own strong, and that what we have. Otherwise, I have no very time. It really result, is really good. So I give, and this is a very good occasion. I congratulate you again, after those who have been behind you writing this book. This is history. And we believe that all the pieces of history will be put together and we go forward. Thank you.
I'm very happy to listen to many new faces who I have not seen before. And I'm very happy with what they are saying. Let's build our country. We work together to bring peace in Sudan and all over the South.
Welcome, brother.
Thank you very much. My name is Akuien, and I'm very excited to be a part of the launching of this book today. Basically, the book contains 19 chapters, starting from family all the way down. And in your book, those chapters, although I have not read them, you have thought through them before you have written them. But what covers them is the title, Alive Fighting for My People. What was going through your mind when you have written 19 chapters of the book and then choose that particular title as one thing that people would be looking at in the first place when the book has 19 chapters? What meaning does it carry for people that want to understand the actual background of the title of the book when there are other chapters in the book? But in a simple foot, you say, alive fighting for my people.
Well, this is a book I started at the time we got our independence. And throughout the independence, South Sudan had suffered a lot. We did not get, we did not enjoy anything in the independence of Sudan. Independence of Sudan, South Sudan was ignored. And we went through all the struggle. Wasn't very hard to leave the country as a student to go to other countries to fight for independence of South Sudan is what forced me to write this book. That is what I can say to the person who asked me that question.
So, just to clarify the question that you just asked, say that he started working on the book since our independence in the South. So the book holds 19 chapters and it starts from his involvement from the 60s in the government all the way to where he is right now. So the book title is a dedication of his life. So his life that he had dedicated fighting for his people. He came back from the diaspora as a student, and his first employment as a civil servant was in the 70s. So all that to now, that is his dedication. So it's a life fighting for his people. And we all know the history of Sudan, to the history of South Sudan, to where we are right now. So it's been a life of struggle after struggle, and even up until now, we are still struggling. So this title covers it all. I hope I've answered yours. Brother Mo.
Thank you a lot, Uncle Akuien, for the book that you gave us. First, I want to introduce myself. My name is Momo Ayo from South Sudan, and I live in Sydney. My question is to two former ministers, Uncle Akuien and Uncle Akuien. The title of the book is very clear. It's your life and the people who fight you. As you are a former Minister of Finance, I want to ask you a question. That means when you are in the Minister of Finance, do the government establish the policy of department that different can fund the research to get the information or writer or other resources that can be get by generation in the future, because we don't know, and you are one of them in the government. The same thing to the duty of information. I know him through the media, because we don't know actually whether the government have created the forum of different departments that can make the research for the history or for the information of South Sudan back to Sudan. That is my question. I need to know that information through you. Thank you.
Question to you, so maybe you can answer the other one.
Well, I would, although we have a lot of things in common, he is a politician, I'm not a politician, and I have not been a politician. What I know, and I think he will agree with me, is that when you have institutions of governance, you have the civil servants, people like the undersecretary, over time we used to be director. The civil servants are the ones in charge of the finances of the ministry, passed by Parliament. When the budget is passed by Parliament, the President signs it, it becomes law. What is in the budget? They call it Chapter 1, this is salaries. And you cannot touch it. It goes to the people who work with the government. Then you have the services. Then you have other items. Now there is nothing like loose money where somebody will say, give me this money. On what chapter? What subject? If suppose I'm the director or under secretary and the minister comes to me, give me money. I say, which money? Which money? The money, the salary of the minister is in the Council of Ministers. In the past it used to be Executive Council. And the services, traveling allowances, and benefits is there, not within the ministry where he's working. And there is no way the minister or any authority, political authority, can tell the head of the ministry to do or give money which is not budgeted for. I hope it satisfies, I hope I answered you. This is the difference. You know the political appointees, the ministers. These are people who come to supervise and execute the government policies. Say, for example, if you are in the Ministry of Health and there is budget for building a hospital, the minister will have nothing to do with the money. What he will do is to see that this money is spent on building that project. And if there is a problem, why has the project stopped? Oh, there's no cash. Why? Is it not in the budget? If it is in the budget, then they go to finance and release the money. If it is not budgeted for, then there is no way you can get the money. Where do you get the money? Does it satisfy you? There is nowhere you can come and tell somebody, give me money. From where? Is it within your budget or outside the budget? If it is outside the budget, then you have broken the law. It's a criminal act. Thank you.
Thank you so much. One more? Anyone? Sorry.
First of all, I would like to say my name is Akuien, and many people might know me, and some of you might not know me, so I have to tell a brief about my connection first to these events and the people who do these events. And then I will go and say comment. I'm not going to ask questions. But what I can say is that I was one time a chairman of the South Sudanese community of WA, a place where this book are being made from. So I'm kind of proud of that state to produce a book. It's an African book, it's based in WA, and I was the chairman of WA. Uncle Najang, Najang was in, we have also something called Federation. I was a secretary there, and he is one of our people. We formed that here during the time of referendum. By the time referendum was done, I was in Sudan, South Sudan, and I met the minister concerning bringing the ballot here. And some of you who know exactly the law of CPA, we were not actually, from the beginning, we were not allowed to vote here. Even the South Sudanese diaspora is excluded. It has to go to South Sudan to vote. By then, our effort and our effort have been the effort of so many uncle after a trend and so many other people pressure the government so that they can change that title for you guys to have a vote right here in South Sudan. And this is what we're really proud of the Federation. And also, I kind of aspirant. For some of you might not know. This is since 1998. Mr. Basin left me out. He's supposed to point at me, but he might forget to do. And some people who know. We work in Aspiram, and I was also in the executive body. David Magason, if he's here, he might not be, he was one of the chapter, he was in our office. And we have attended 3 commanders in a row. One is Commander Garo, and he passed away. May God rest his soul in peace. And then one is Commander Daniel Kudi. He's from Nuba Mountain. He was one of the directors. He was one of the generals who trained us as a council hospital. I would love to say this because this is part of me, but part of my family background, as some from Rumbek people here who know that Makemeding, my father, was, since he was young, he moved to Montego, and he stayed there all the rest of his life. We were all born there, and nobody knows who are the people that my father was staying with. Uncle after I joined is one of them, and he's my direct uncle. And I remember what my father told me, because the stories, you get the stories told to the young people, they connect people. Uncle after I joined His stories in his book will connect some of South Sudanese people and will tell them exactly history and what happened in the past. Because from the past, we will know the future. And this is why it's very important. Before I go anywhere, I don't not going to mention anything because book I'm going to read. And I will go through things and question as myself, I'm academic. I finished my bachelor degree. And the first thing we do as you want to find the value of the book. You go and ask who is the writer. The writer, the title is very important. So whatever person who's going to give that title, who writing that book, is a very experienced and whatever account he gives, I believe is a very valuable. And this is why it's very important for all of us to purchase the book and then support the family or before I go anywhere, I would love to say one thing to South Sudanese here in Western Australia. I'm still trying my best to organize ourselves. We have 10 federations that united South Sudanese in general. We turned it into council, and that council I'm in process of establishing it, and we are really tired of work. 20 years in Australia, and I've been working, and our uncle Ajahn is part of it, and we're trying to give new blood, new people. And I ask even some people who would love to join and organize ourselves and give something, organize meetings such like this. So I'm really thankful for opportunity, and I'll say, Uncle, Shukran Katir for what you have given us, and God bless you and give you more years to come so that we'll need to see more books coming out, because that's what you have. And I know how strong you are a politician, very strong politician. I know that he's always a winner in election. And I remember one day my father told me that, why you will not after the church, after the church, is successful. They are successful. The one landslide winning state affairs. So he's a very strong. And the people who were standing behind him, I'm proud to say my father was, and for his children to know, because we could do more together as we go. And one is one also of my good friend of mine. This is what I told him. So this is my account, me with the family. And I will say thank you, quite a will. Wakati nyere ko pay, wa lokayan enya will. And also some of the Asian countries don't also forget me also, because when you forget you see me and then say someone else, and I'll say, why am I left out? But this is the problem with South Sudan, because people have done so many things, but they are not mentioned. They are not given credit for what they have done. This is one of the issues. Going back to some rumors and kalamita, shunumita, spialamita, Hassan Bululekum and corruption, the Sudan, the law center report, kalamita, went to billions now. It's not of anybody's problem. Issues with that corruption, issues with that shunu, all these things are just rumors. Well, they are baseless, and I could see how this family are living. Do they see them doing anything? I don't see anything. One, since my father was a minister, I've seen one, all right, working in pizza house, and I know one very well, as you can see. One is working as a pizza, a delivery person, and manager also in the pizza for so many years, since his father was a minister of finance. You see, another thing that's correct. I could say, in Sudan, better ways, we are proud of you leaders. Album and Nasdem اللي حررونا. فأنا بقول بالكلام بسيط، فكنت بقول زمان ده في مدرسة كلام بقولوا انظروا كيف صاروا الأمجاد بدماءهم لولاهم لانتفض الشمع من الضياء، مات قرن شهداء يمينا ويسارا فتوهم الأعداء النهاية، فهل ينجم الأبطال إلى البصراء؟ بذلوا أرواحهم لله رايتنا وكل الموت في خدهم السوداء. ما كان حب المال والجمال همهم، إنما الفوز بوحدة البلاد. فمديون أنت يا جنوب بدمهم، مديون أنت يا سودان بدمهم، ما أخذ هذا الدين إلا بالوحدة والإرضاء. فلما تتقارن نفسك يا أمتاه ومن أجل وحدتك ذهبت الموت بالأبناء. كيف تتقاتل أعضاء الجسد القدمين أما اليدين خير للفخار. فيا وطناه كفي على القتال ولا تجعل صدور حيزا لكلماتها. فليكن الوحدة آخر ما في أفواهنا، فقيرنا وبنينا معلمنا وحاكمنا خاشها الجهل. فيا جماعة أنا بقول شكرا كثير لهذه الفرصة، وأنا بقول نسأل المستفيد. أسأل حاجة اللي بيستفيدنا ويستفيد الناس اللي قاعدين كلهم. فأنا بشكركم وبشكر الناس اللي قاعدين، وشكرا باسم. شكرا لكم يا أجيال كل الناس اللي قاعدين. والله أنا بعرف، أنا ما أعرف ذات ولا أنقل أنا ولا سمعت إنه كان في ناس شغالين في مصر. أنا كنا في مكان حركة، لكن كان في ناس بدأوا بالسنة. واحد منهم ياهو والدي كان بدأوا في مصر. كلهم من الناس الليدرز بتاع ساوث السودان. فرصة زمان أنا بجيب هنا، وشكرا كثير وشكرا فرصة.
Thank you so much for sharing word of wisdom and encouragement. And just I wanted to do a little small announcement as I'm seeing a lot of people leaving. Is regarding the book. There's option of pay ID, so I'm going to read the number for you, and it's going to be here as well. Or if you want to pay in cash, the books are signed. So the number is 0478761646, and this is the pay ID the book gonna go to. But the person in charge of the book sale is Wood. She's our Minister of Finance. So, so please, if you want to order a book, come to Wood, and she'll organize that for you. So our bandwidth with the one young Malaysian here, work at low, and just in case the wedding book boy, anang pay ID a great and get like in Ram school, le can I would direct I would get you stand up just for people who don't know you. So I would direct So any book, if you wanted to buy it in cash or pay ID, she's gonna take care of that. Thank you so much. The last person, which is Paul, was online for question. Sorry, the book price is $25. And again, Wood is in control and in charge of that. The last question was Paul, and please let's keep it short and precise because the food is here, refreshment, and we discuss more things later. So I'll pass the mic to you.
Thank you, Mr. My name is Akuien. I'm more than happy to be here to listen to our Chol and for his launching the books. I haven't read the books yet, but I have known Chol for more than 20 years. I met him here in Australia through one of his nephews. Is my friend. So I used to go to his house a lot, and I learned a lot of stuff from him about South Sudan. I happen to be one of the young South Sudanese who read a lot about South Sudan political history, and a lot of what in the book probably less than half. I have heard this directly from Uncle Akuien. So very much I don't have any question to say. I'm just coming to endorse the book, to say this book from the title and the person who wrote it is a wonderful book. And I hope this book will find a way to go up all the way into the curriculum system in South Sudan, so that we taught to young kids, not only to political operatives or people who are in the government, but we hope that young people can learn from the school through the curriculum. I'm not an expert in education. My background is basically in political economy. I like to do more about things like that. Throughout my life, I have learned 4 heavyweight politicians from South Sudan. And Uncle Akuien is one of them. The first person I have learned a lot from him is Uncle Akuien. I used to listen a lot to him in person. The second person is Uncle Angelo Bena from Equatoria. One of my uncles used to take me to him and listen to him a lot about South Sudan. The third person is late Uncle Akuien. My uncle used to be his bodyguard, so I used to go to him and listen a lot to him. Uncle Akuien, when I was in Sudan, I didn't get a chance to meet him. He was, by the time I became a mature person, he was already in Egypt. And by the time I came to Egypt, he's here, so I got to know him when I was here in Australia in 2003 and 4 up to now. So I learned about the books earlier this year. There's a book coming, there's a book in making, it should come very soon. And I was very happy to see that book happen. It's now here, I can get a copy, I'll be reading it. I got a lot of books there in my place. Probably this is the second book launch I have been in Sydney, in Australia here. The first book launch I have attended was in Melbourne, a book called The Idea of South Sudan. It was written by Dr. Jordan, the former higher education, the former Minister of Higher Education of South Sudan. It was a wonderful book. It was a historical account of what happened in Southern Sudan when it used to be known back in 1930 all the way to 1972. So I'm happy that our parents have produced a wonderful knowledge. This book will remain forever, and we encourage you to continue to produce volume 2. And I don't have much to say from here. I will stop and I will give the mic back to the organizers. And thanks, Brother Raoul, for the invitation. Sorry, Akuien, for the invitation. Thank you so much.
I think from the question time, I didn't hear much of question. I saw people sharing comment. I see people giving idea. I see people encouraging, which is a great spirit that we should have as a community. And I've seen a lot of people who are young, who are talking about this pathway of us to encourage more of our elders to write books, which is a great thing. I think, Paul, just to reflect back of what you just said, you encountered with a lot of great leaders from the community. Maybe you should consider start writing a book. I think when we came to the end, I appreciate everyone coming, but of course I'm a daughter in this house, and there's a woman who's in charge in this house who would like to say a word to her guests, since this is her home. So I would love to invite Akuien. She's the first daughter-in-law, and she's the mother of all here. So I would like to welcome you, to welcome your guests and to wish them well, and to close the events. And also, since you're a woman of wisdom, to kind of maybe pray for the food that you prepared for us.
Okay. Thank you. Hallelujah. I greet you all in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ. First of all, we are I'm very happy, and I really appreciate you making time and coming and share our special and historical day. Today, I'd like to acknowledge my father-in-law, Akuien Chol, Honorable Akuien Chol. I am so proud of you, and I'm so honored to be part of this family. My name is Akuien Kineta Akuien, and then Yanpere, Yanvumje, Vanako Dautia, Koja Danitia, Yara Tatia, I tell you, Akuien Chol, Ranpeliet, Ranpapi, by well, at least I'm making you giggle. Yeah. So I don't have much to say, but thank you so much for coming. And there's something I said earlier. When I was welcoming Mama Wendy, I tell you that. Like today, I'm going to say this. I am Manuel Kulai. Akuien, Angokangu, Akoda. Hallelujah. It's my joyful day. It's a history. Yes. One thing I don't want to forget about food is the food is there. Help yourself with a little bit of refreshment. The toilet is that way to your left. And the books are already signed. Feel free to come and purchase some. Let's pray. Dear Heavenly Father, I thank you and I bless your name for this special day. I thank you for the food. I thank you for the people. I thank you for everything that you have done. And I see your hands upon all of us, Father. Thank you. Let your name be glorified. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Thank you so much, David. That was a great one. But one person I cannot leave out of this list is Lualmajo. Arthur Akuien is a son of a Will South. And on behalf of Paliet community, or Paliet people who are proud to have an amazing son who, he inspires so many people, I would love to call Lualmajo to say the last word, and we should join the refreshment afterward.
They could have recommend like a more at the mother in the community in New South Wales. And a child was in one job and I went there in New South Wales. When the boat down yet, we do the band, we get well and we were then and the poem yet. After the band in my uncle. One wine in a deep. One of the end, the one watch up, and a man would deep. One more item of the end, a muddy, ran meadow. Ran meadow, Monday. We ain't legacy below the law. Panami, you do that call. Panami, that call. What is the code? You go to learn. And I see ya. Legacy below the law. A legacy, but I do more. Mabrook, Mujale, Dolo. Yen, and Tibula Pay, Bago Benago. Because I'm doing wrong. Keep your why thought you why you're political? What you know? I thought getting more view, while getting more view in the back there, and yet coming there. And you can't do it, but I tell you what I mean, in the morning. wala ngi kapa ta ci ra lo ala ngi yegi ci ba wede wete o ben o ke ba ne o ke ba ne kina lu ngari no we fighting together and kila home rana block food rana ka gamu kala je rana lo wa yu ka gamu tiale au anko la tra bien daman ki en ben nge ulun ki loy ange utong tawala antar siasa politik wala ran tsar kalam ki lo yi ang buke paji yang ko ai terapian ati ko wa terapian ang ko ni alami tule ba ni ka yo ko lo ma to bi kinge be tele da ala wele da dan mo cho đến mà các cô quên biếu về cái đấy, nó mòn gì vậy, cái quần áo đấy, so ye cái anh các gót, anh chị cái đằng này cái đằng này cái đằng ale cái này, ô bên, ô mình, ô bên, ô chỉ có bao nhiêu rồi, qua đây lúc ấy nãy như thế vậy, anh còn là đâm đi cái đấy. Reden di Nairobi, Michael George, jadi lone loy, ela maktabi sa sita, oyen, analu. Beri pin maktabi bijaban benden sa sita, ukeloy, ekeni ginu, ekon ginu benelo. Yen bukan dineka, kerenti kaluel are. Ayu kocok, kapulok lah. We know very clear. So, we take a look. Wala na kaya jale, wanje po miya kani. We can tell you again wala garu hook. Lun jaloy, abi ko ni jin tingamanga abi witness. Wala na ada ngran iran lir. Cái tôi người ô cái đoạn bây giờ, ô đoạn bây giờ của liên quan cái và các chuyện để cầu hút của mình, cầu Việt Nam là cái gì, và lần cái, ở đây là Washington, với đàn các quỹ sẽ hút cái cái bực bội, còn cái này được không? Ô, ai thấy được không? Eman tadi panjota pandai jorum kwera ra utura de utura da ke loy o leadership day ko ba ko ba ngi ani de lo ko ke ko yo ke day yen ke loy o panda ba ku Angin, kau angin itu malah itu. Is a great man. We have to appreciate. We have to appreciate him. We need to look at berana lui, kunjut tu kat kerja Injali, terus injali dua, kunjut mau apa? Analisa jawab dia. Mana mau kan? Jadi, aku mau wala ni. Wala le, ani ran di muka apa? Tinggal ran di muka apa tak jadi. Because ran di, tapi yang kita yakin ni, so kita muka di, kita jadi muka tinggal. Lokawari, dong kita asyik dong. Ati ayirandi ne nyanga tami den po kuna kirandi ki bo mi ka je ni we
Akuien ra. Engan tiku walu Khartoum o. Ki Khartoum ki kokma. Wanek ino o un ka ben. Akuien wanek ino ki ma yi pa ba ne. Akuien ra. Ele ben tire Akuien na o ma. Ti ginu. Alang wa jito. Agito ke kilo putam lakini o kilonga. Tabu kenga. Akuien go ga je Akuien an pir. Akuien an jito easy. Lakini Akuien an pir. Tere ben tin ka. Akuien ba ke da loy. Na ta ke da loy. Ke jora ni ke ni loy ni bi bi ay ngol jam. O wi bi nya chu ta ni ka lam de idan jar ko pe ni. Wala ye Akuien. So we like on behalf Panduragol, on behalf Panamida Bon, we like to go in the Wama Lena Luar Wango, Ango, Paran Cholamu, Yujakamu, Juk, Ango, Jongo, Ango, Makiro, Nair and Kida, European, a short of Piano. Ina mi adewa jola kuyan mo jol ban arte la kuyan isra ke ne gaw nga ni kersia bat mi ade jola kuyan mo o wala ni ga ne ko ta ki man na hu ga e ko jola hu ma ja to ben bela i mo ya hu ma ja ta da mo nya ni assalamu alaikum ja ko nga e ko ga hu ma ja o wala kun ina kun madi aka nemo Ada aja panjirgin anjirgin kirin madi unwa aki ngelo use alwala we got born mafru congratulation rina ngelo use because rin tabin ga fu biga yegi rin kwat ku baga ba jeng del kilo ya jaba so ya mentin ro nyer ki ro nyira bon a nyen mo because nyirgin ga ngelo so no group mo wajin ngiya we gro nyerge we mi nyiri ba we kwali madini ku kwali dinu Sudan we ga jagale we ga jagato ngalen ke jamatin ke kiba ke falda bara kan ke ga ye nyodo kilwel angai bugo abu madare waje waden kan wala the goal was in the key of the duty, but you're fighting. You're fighting. When you are going to get I like you go to Mara, to the you will have a job. Because you know, they won't drink 1 year. In thought of young, we need to more young men, keep a boy. Please. Kidian, let your team that by you, Clara, to the game. They do have a tongue and a Assalamu alaikum.
Okay, shukran ya jama. Great to speak to my son. His mother, his name is Akuien. I would love to welcome everyone, please. There's refreshment here. I know we've been sitting here for a long time, but I really appreciate your time, your patience, your contribution, your encouragement. It was an amazing night. May God bless you all, and you go in peace. And you have time here to engage with all our guests. Uncle Arthur is here, but please, refreshment first. Thank you so much. I appreciate everything.